Hey, hello, hello, hello. I'm going to grab my molds. And I need a plastic bag. I've been conditioning some clay this morning. I wound up having to take the objects that I molded out of the molds yesterday. They were turning some of the molds colors because they were metal objects. Not that that'll hurt anything. It'll probably come out in the first clay. I'm just reaching over here to grab some other molds. I just stuck my hand in wet silicone. Good morning, Miss Rita. How are you? Oh, I had to make some more molds this morning, and I just stuck my hand in the wet silicone. Really good. Yeah, yuck. Frogs, that's all in my ring. Oh, well, it'll be good. Hello, Christina. I believe I got that right. I'm here. That's about all I can say right now. It's rough this month. Okay, so I'm going to turn you guys down to the showroom floor in just a second. Alright, here we go. There we go. Look at all that deliciousness. Yeah. Hello. No guts, no glory. Good morning. Good morning. I forgot your name. I'm sorry. I just got done watching some of your videos. If you haven't checked her out, go check out her channel. It is awesome. Her and her husband are so funny. Okay, so these are the silicone molds I made yesterday. As you can see, they turned the metal, turned the silicone a different color. Really, it's okay. Not that big of a deal. Like I said, it may come out in some of the clay. I don't care. I'm going to paint it anyway, right? Who cares? The one, if you watched the video yesterday, I did the CO2 cartridge where I didn't mix up the silicone well enough. When I picked it up this morning, he had went, there I go, touching the wet silicone again. He had went all the way through to the bottom. So when I made my new molds, which I'm going to show you, I just slapped some silicone back on that one. So he's got a cure. Let's see. These are the ones I just finished making. I did the rest of my Tim Holt buttons. Tim Holt sticker keys. The gears are buttons. I did a previous haul where my husband had bought me these gear buttons and some clock buttons, and I put that one in upside down. Oh, well, it's okay. Yeah, somehow Casper ate the ones that I had. So I lost the clock buttons and I lost them gear buttons. And yesterday, my hubby came home and he says, "Do you want your Mother's Day presents?" And I'm like, "Nope, I can wait." And he goes, "Well, here, you can have this one." And he threw the gear buttons down on the table and I was happy. So I had to mold them first thing this morning. So these are all what I call flat back molds. This one's more of a 3D mold. That's another flat back. That's a 3D mold. And this one is a 3D, but it's a 2-part mold. And this is the one I want to try to mold right now. I've never molded anything like this. I'm smelling them because they say that they smell like vinegar for 2 to 3 days. But honestly, I don't smell anything. Now, it could be because I'm used to the vinegar smell now. But if you make these, please do it in a ventilated area. They are stinky. I already conditioned some clay. Yeah, I think so. That's not the only thing that's just, do you pour wax in them or what? I've not worked with wax, but these can, you can use wax in them. You can use resin in them. You can use hot glue or hot melt in them. I've also done napkins with just water. If you use tissue paper, then you have to use Mod Podge, but they'll just pop right out. So, I mean, you don't have to worry about ruining your molds or anything. I'm using Sculpey. This is my first time doing anything like this. Mostly all the Sculpey I have was for making miniature pots and miniature doll food. I've never used it in a mold. I've got to get a different roller. I need to get a pasta machine. I've got carpal tunnel and no, I don't have any done and ready to show because my molds didn't finish curing until this morning. Yeah. I wish I'd have took my husband up on getting me the pasta machine for Christmas. And I was like, no, baby, that's okay. What was I thinking? I mean, hello, the man was offering to get a pasta machine. Okay, this one I'm a little nervous about. No, these are already molded. These are the molds. So I don't have to make the molds. I'm going to just slap clay in it. This one I don't know how to do. I'll show you the bust that I used. Yeah. Well, have you ever, I don't know if any of you work with clay or not, the stupid clay machines are like outrageous. And you can get a pasta machine for absolutely, a lot cheaper, way cheaper than you can get the clay machines. And it does the same thing. This is what I'm going to try to mold. Oh, but my finger was in her eyeball. You think she liked that? So I've got this little lip here. That does not show up on camera. Duh. Somebody didn't turn on their light. Let there be light. Yeah. So I've got to get it in that lip. And like I said, I've never used a mold before, so I don't know how you do this. I really don't. Because I don't want this a thick mold. I want to be able to keep her like hollow. Hollow. So I'm just going to like shove some clay in there. This is probably all wrong. Really? I mean, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm used to working with flat molds. I've never worked with a 3D mold before. So I know how to do a 3D mold. So this is going to be a learning experience on what not to do or what to do. Yeah, it's like Play-Doh. The only difference between this and Play-Doh is this you bake and then it gets hard like this. Let's see. Okay, there's the top part. I know I don't have enough clay in there. I don't think that footy thing's going to work. I really don't. I think I'm going to just have to call that a loss. I don't know yet. We'll see. We'll see. I'm not going to give up. Yeah, and bake them. I have to bake it. But somebody, won't mention any names, me, forgot to get out my my toaster oven. That's what I do mine in, is a toaster oven. Yeah. I mean, it is. I knew that if I wanted to do this one so bad that I did not care that my hands are like just absolutely killing me today. I was doing this mold, if nothing else, come Hades and high water. Okay, I don't know if I got enough clay to join them. So, nope. I've actually not had any problem using my toaster oven yet, but the ones I've never done anything this big. I just put all that stuff up that I had made not too long ago. I was making like goldfish and turtles about the size of your pinky nail for my miniatures. And then I was making little dishes and stuff like that. Okay, so supposedly if I squish these two together, supposedly, it's supposed to join them two pieces together. We'll see. Now, I don't paint the molds, but I do paint the little figures. Now I'm just going to try to peel this apart. Oh, my jingles. Oh, my jingles. Okay, yeah. I didn't think that part would work. Hold on. So that... my stupid lighting. Let's see if I turn it that way. Did that help? Nope, that didn't help, did it? Crack-a-lanch. That's how she came out. I didn't think that this part... Yeah, it's my window. That's what I was afraid of. Hold on. hair. You're fine, Sassy. Okay. She's a little flatter than I want her, but it's okay. I think I squeezed her too much. No, it's not. Let's see if we do it that way. See, that's anyway, that's how she turned out. See if I can get her up closer. She's a little squishy faced, but I'm gonna take this part off, and it's okay because I can like cut all this off, and I've got plenty of time to do that. The hair didn't turn out too badly on the back, so that's pretty cool. I'll just cut that off. Exacto knife. And this stuff cuts like butter. Butter. Ta-da! I need to cut that piece because that piece did not work. That piece needs to come on. So, yeah. Cut there. Cut there. Oh wait, that's clay. That's not the mold. Okay. Yes, when that's cooked, I'll paint it, and I will come back tomorrow and let you all see that. Okay, bye, Christina. Now I'm going to try to mold her little arms. Hopefully those will be easier to mold. Because they just little bitty. Oh, wait. Nope, I did that wrong. They said you're supposed to shove it down in there. I have to make sure I get it to where her fingers are. Yeah, it is a lot of work. But I don't have any doll molds, and I wanted to see if I could do it. I'm doing it with clay this time, but I'm probably going to see if I can do these with the napkin and water, because I really don't like having to go through all this hassle of messing with the clay to do this kind of stuff. And I want to make art dolls, and the water and the napkins is a lot easier and a lot quicker. The dry time on that is like an hour or so, where these, what do I do with the clay? Stop it. I didn't need the clay, I needed the box. Let's see. I have to bake them at 275 for 15 minutes per 1/4 inch. And I love how it says, do not microwave. And do not overbake. And all that means is if you overbake it, it's going to burn. Duh. Yeah, like making ceramics, but with clay instead. I told my husband when we moved into this house that I wanted to start doing ceramics. Let's see, this is the other one I'm worried about. Because you have to be careful when you're pulling them out or it'll misshape them. Now, I could pop these in the freezer, let them chill for a few minutes to get hard. And then they're easier to pop out. But who's got time for that right now? This is too much fun. This is too exciting. Oh, come on, come on. Oh, looky there. I just have to smooth that down. Smooth that down. Because I stretched it. It actually got her little thumb in her fingers. Thank you for stopping by. It got, oh, you can't see it. She's going to wave bye-bye. Bye. Got her little fingers. I'm not worried about the top part. I can clean that up. That's so stinking cool. Hi, Arlena. Oh, I'm so happy that these came out. Yup. Happy. Excuse me. I'll clean up her little arm. And the clay doesn't get hard until you bake it, so I can let them sit there for days like that, and they'll be fine, ready to go. Let's see, what else do we want to mold? Oh, I want to do this mask. This mold is special because this is a mask that my mom painted. She did 3 of them, and I've got them. I've showed on one of my hauls, not one of my hauls, on one of my videos where I made my paper mache mask, and it's off of a big mask. I had 4 big masks. She actually had like 6 of these. And we were at the table, and she painted her minis while I painted my big ones, and it was just a very special time and special day for me that I'll cherish. So I wanted to try to mold it so that I could replicate them, so that I could make some molds myself of the little ceramics. I don't know why I rolled that out. I didn't have to roll it out. Okay. Hoping I get it in the nose. Like I said, this is the first time I've done big molds like these and the other doll and the doll arm, because I only did miniatures. So I'm used to working with flat, what I call flat back molds. I don't know what anybody else calls them. Okay. Moment of truth. I think I've got enough in there. My clay may be too warm. I may have to wind up sticking it into the refrigerator. Or I could have made this one too thick to pull out. I can hear a lot of the mold makers go, no, you're doing this wrong. Well, yep, maybe. More than likely. Probably. Good chance. Shoot. Oops, I just ripped my mold. Dang it. Wow, I buggered that sucker all up. Yep. Okay. I think it's too thick. Because, see, I ripped it. Okay, this one I'm going to have to redo in the non-putty, I think. I think this one I may leave and get some water and do this one with the napkin instead of the clay. I was just trying the clay because I have it here. Okay, let's do these leaves, see if they do anything. And that's the other thing. I don't know how much clay you're supposed to use in these. And the big ones like that, I mean. Oh, no, that did a good impression. That did really good. Stupid lot. That leaf turned out really good. And I did leave, as you can see, this was on a necklace. So I left the hole visible. But because the clay is still wet, if I don't want that there, I can smooth it out. Let's see. Let's do this other leaf. See how it turned out. Just not going to use as much clay this time. That one did really good too. That did a real good impression. Stupid lighting. Let's see. Maybe this fleur-de-lis. I have enough small clay to do it. I also want to try doing the Tim Holtz key. One of those. So I know you want to have enough clay so that it doesn't break so easily. Oh, that came out really nice too. I know it's dark. Hopefully that's a little better. Hello, Mimi. How are you? That's the fleur-de-lis. Now we're going to do this one little key. Good, good, good. The only one I had an issue with is the face one. I had to cut some of her off, but that's okay. The arm, look at the detail on the arm. The little fingers came out and everything. I'm like so impressed with that. The one where I did the cylinder, the cylinder fell to the bottom, so I had to put more silicone on it this morning. So it's got to sit and cure again. But that's okay. Yeah, I know. I couldn't believe how much detail came out. And then the Florida, I guess that's a fleur-de-lis. I don't know what it is, actually. That's some kind of purdy. And then this leaf I just got done doing. And I left it so I could make it into a charm. Now I'm trying to do this key. See how it comes out. Ooh, he fell down. Go, but oh, wow, that got a lot of detail in it. I might have to roll out some more clay. I just tried doing this one with the clay. It was an epic fail with the clay. I wound up, where is it, ripping the mold. Okay, good. Thank you, Vanessa. I wound up ripping the mold, but I'm going to try this one with the tissue paper and water and see how that works. Okay, that was that one. I want to find the Tim Holtz. Oh, here's the Tim Holtz keys. Let's see if we can get these keys to work. Now, these were the ones that were made with the silicone and the cornstarch. This one wasn't very flexible. This one was more flexible. I don't think I mixed this batch up right. This one was pretty flexible, but as you see, I've got cracks. So that's why that one leaf has a crack in it. The arm worked great, so I'm happy with that. And then for Mother's Day, my husband, I was telling the ladies earlier that a while back I had hauled some buttons that were gears and clocks, and I had them sitting in front of my computer because I knew I was going to be molding soon, and Casper or something, I don't know what it was, walked off with them. I was so upset because I went through everything in my craft, all my crafting stuff, all my steampunk, everything, anything that held craft items, I went through it. Oh my gosh, that is so perfect. My husband's like, why are you crying? They were just buttons. And I'm like, because that's like, I think they were two. Hold on, I can tell you. Because he bought me all they had were the gears. No, it don't tell me. Crap. I thought it said on it. I think they're $2.99 a pack. The gear buttons you get 15 of, and I think the clocks you only got 6. And Sunday, the only thing I found was one gear. The clocks disappeared. The other 14 gears disappeared. Well, he come home last night, and he asked me if I wanted my Mother's Day presents, and I said no. I didn't put enough clay in that one, so hold on. Let's put him back. Gotta pinch off another piece of clay. I said no, I didn't want my Mother's Day presents. I could wait. I could be good. And he threw the gears on my desk, and he said, here, you're making molds. You need these before Sunday. So it was sweet. I'll show you the molds. I've got them molding now. I got a clay one. Yay, these are working out great. I love this because, like I was saying in my video yesterday, those keys are so expensive and you only get to use them one time. And I've been hoarding them because I was waiting till I got clay. Not clay, I've got plenty of clay. I was waiting till I got the silicone. No, I'm not using air dry clay. I actually have to bake all this later. I'm using Sculpey. Sculpey something. Sculpey Original. I got this entire box at the thrift store for $1, and there was like maybe that much missing from it. And I got it out this morning thinking, wonder if this is any good, because I've not checked it. And it conditioned out fine, so the baking will be the thing. I've been looking online on how to make my own air dry clay, so I may try to do that. I found one where it's a little girl and she uses cornstarch and either lotion or hair conditioner, and it says it dries in 24 hours. So I thought I'd try that one. If that one doesn't work, then I've got another air dry clay recipe that I want to try, but I'll have to get the ingredients because I don't have them. Oh, these just turned out. And if you look, the 100% silicone and the Dawn, these are a lot more flexible. Well, I molded them. If you saw my video where I did a bunch of the paper, it was tissue paper and water molds. I had molded these in that it's the 2-part silicone mold. Magic Putty. Magic Putty, I don't know. Amazing Putty, something like that. But you know what I'm trying to say. I just did that one. And they did not turn out right. Not the silly putty. It's the silicone putty that you get from Hobby Lobby for making the molds to make molds with. And I honestly cannot think of it. My mind has went to mush. I'll show you. No! Aha! Got you. It's this stuff to make molds with, and it's rubbery. Some of my molds turned out fine. This one was not one of them. I don't know what happened. Oh, and Mimi, I want to thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You had posted about this one, and I did go look it up, and then I couldn't find one exactly like this. So I looked on YouTube and I put in flower press. Yeah, I put in flower press. This is actually from Wilton's, and this is a fondant press set. And it's called Button Flower Press. And you can get them for $4.99 on I think Amazon or something. So yeah, because of you, I was able to figure out what the heck this was. So I can use this with clay, which is cool. I have been trying to find this, and I didn't know what it was called. And I was putting in flower mold. I didn't think of calling it a press. But when you showed me, when you did that sent me that thing, I think it was it Etsy? I think it was for the 3D masks and stuff. And there was some like that. They called them 3D presses. Some of them. And I was like, ooh, I wonder if I put in flower press, if that'll show up. The third video that came up on YouTube was the lady actually using that. And I was like, oh my gosh, thank you, thank you, thank you. So I was like, be a new clay mold. Yeah, I know. It was so awesome. I was like, oh, I wanted to hug you. My husband come home and I was all excited. And I told him, I said, I found out what it was. I finally found it out. And he's like, found out what was. Like he pays attention to me. Men don't get as excited as women do. What do they know? I know. He's not bad. He's a good one. I can't really complain. He may irritate me sometimes, but what husband don't irritate their significant other? Yeah, well, when I first started, it's so weird. It's been a year now since I've lost my job. I threw myself into my artwork. And at first it was like, well, if you like it. And that's worse than saying, you have a pretty smile, but it just grates on my nerves. Now he's more like, well, hey, that's really cool. There's another little key I did. Oh, wow. Look at the detail it got from that gear button. And it got the ridges on the sides. Now, that's the one thing. I did one acrylic pour. One. And he oohed and he awed over that. And I'm like, really? It sucks. I mean, I didn't like it. But he thought it was the greatest thing in the world. I thought that brooch slid. It's not bad. It's a little brooch I did, but it looks like it slid a little. On there, it looks like a bug. I don't think that picked up the texture. I can't tell. This was a... You let's turn it around this way. This was a heart buckle. There we go. Oh, I can see some of the detail on the camera. Not much. And then I'll just take my little knife and I'll cut the notches out and trim around it. Yeah, that's the weird thing. It's like when you don't like something, all of a sudden everybody's like, "Oh, that's so beautiful," and I'm thinking, "Ugh." I may have to condition some more clay because I'm really digging this. This doesn't take me long to condition clay. Before she comes on. My video from yesterday near the end seems a little rushed, and that's because I was watching my time and I was noticing, oh God, Emily's going to be on in a minute. Gotta watch her. This is the little lock that went with that key. Well, actually, I got to do the key. It's right here. But I don't think I have enough clay. Let's see. What can I trim around real quick? Get my clay knife out. Yeah, when you have certain people you like watching, it's like if you do a video or if you do any kind of artwork, you're like, okay, I've got this amount of time before so and so comes on. And I try my best not to overlap Emily because I know so many people love watching her, and me included. This is the key that goes to that lock. The detail is just amazing. It'll look so much better once I paint them. There's a crown on here as well. My husband's was looking at my molds last night, and he's like, but they're so flat. How is that going to work? And I'm like, trust me. I think they just have me on as background noise. I have no idea who's just watching. This is my crown. Let's see, come on. Come on, easy. Easy. Ah, oh my gosh, it got all the little bitty detail. I kind of feel like Miss Elizabeth. Oh my God, look at this. Bless her. Okay. I'm going to be drying stuff for hours today. I have to set some of this stuff out of the way so that I can get some more clay out. Because I'm excited. I'm so excited. I hope the bottle cap turns out good. Really? Oh, I know. when I opened mine that I got from not Elizabeth, mine from Ray and Emily, from that box I won from the auction. I felt like such a dork after I did it because I love unicorns. I really do. And I got my very first unicorn stickers. And I've got them sitting right here on my desk. Ta-da! And I've got them propped up so I can look at them. And I'm like, oh my God, my very first unicorn stickers. I felt like such a dork. I want to do this journal that she's talking about, where she gave us a list of things to do, and I'm not quite understanding it. Like, the first one's windows. Is the page just supposed to have like a window on it or something? No, not the scavenger hunt. I'm not in that group. Emily is doing one, and she gave us, it's for the whole month. I thought I had my list. Oh, my list is in my bag. Or my... No, but I did go to that video for the scavenger hunt because I thought that would just be fun to do on my own because I don't have the money to send anything out. And I wrote down all the prompts so that I can do that one as I get time, do a page here, do a page there. But Emily's doing, like, for all the month of May, she gave us 31 things. And I don't understand how to do it. It's amazing how a little piece of clay gets that big. As soon as I get the money, I'm going to get me a PayPal account. And that way I've got a few things, a few stamps that I want to sell. And I can do it that way. Totally didn't understand. I was there for to get the list from Emily, and then I had to take my son to work, and I missed everything she said after that, and I forgot to rewatch the video. I felt bad because I came back. Now I came back later, and I came back in time to watch the rest of the video, but I missed the part where she said she'd be working on it. But yeah, that scavenger hunt one, that one looks, I watched the video for that one, and that looks like it's going to be fun. Just to, you're not allowed to buy anything or anything you use. What's in your stash? And I'm thinking, yay, I can get rid of some stash crap. Because Lord knows I got a lot of that. This one I'm molding right now, I tried doing a chain to see if I could get a chain look. bottle cap, I want to see if I can get the clay a little bit thinner because I want to try to actually make a bottle cap. Sorry, I didn't mean to get so quiet on you guys. Maybe cut too close. We'll see. This will be so cool if this one works like this. May have to add just a little bit more clay in spots right there. Oop, and right there. The top of the mold going, nope, you don't have anything there to mold. That's funny. Alright, we're going to pull the chain out first. Maybe. Oh, that is so cool. You can see all the links in that chain. I've not been getting my notifications for you. I've not gotten my notifications for Emily or the Divine Divas, and I've went and I've unsubbed and subbed back, and I don't know what's going on. Is YouTube just ticked off at people and saying, you shall not watch people? Oh, it worked. It worked. It worked. Okay. Can you see the bottle cap? There we go. I turn it that way. All I have to do is cut off this little bit of clay here. But yeah, now I have a bottle cap mold. Yeah. That is so cool. I don't have to buy bottle caps anymore. I can just make them. Yay! Yeah, I was watching one lady yesterday. I don't. Homestead Tessie. And it wasn't her. She had full internet service and everything. But she'd get 5 minutes into her live stream and she was gone. And she just gave up. Oh, that was part of the leaf. Don't. Yeah, I know that I went back to try to watch some people. And it would be one that had something to do with Christians or something like that. Oh, that one turned out good. There's that leaf. And then there's that leaf. You can see the texture in that one. Well, how stupid is that? If the guidelines just came up, you can't go back and penalize people for stuff that there were no guidelines for. That's just retarded. Sorry, YouTube, but it is. My video probably is going to get pulled for that, but that's my humble opinion. I wonder if that's why some of M's has been pulled. Yeah, I've been trying to watch everything I do. Like, I'm really surprised my one video hadn't been pulled yet because I did not realize you could hear my husband swear in the background. There's my last Tim Holt key. No, I've got more over there in the molds, but this is the last one that I have here. Nah. They want to pull it, they pull it. Hey, Crafty Kitty. Well, I was appalled because he dropped the F-bomb because I know that if they hear like your TV or whatever, and they can pull your video. And it's when I was trying to get this, when I first got my webcam, and I asked him, I said, can you turn your computer down because I can get in trouble if they hear your computer. And he goes, well, that's stupid. And then he dropped the F-bomb, and I'm like, watch your mouth, because I don't know if that picked it up. And then, like 2 days later, I was watching the video, and clear as day, you hear him drop the F-bomb, and I'm like, oh my God. There's the other leaf. I mean, I'm no saint by a long shot. Yeah. You know, I'll be the first one to admit, not on air, I have quite the potty mouth. That was stupid. I don't know why I did it that way. Ignore that. I try not to. but I definitely try to keep my live streams people friendly, PG. Ah, yeah. I never would have thought of looking up that kind of stuff on YouTube. Never. And well, that makes sense because before I changed my name, my dad. I was so proud of my very first video that I wanted my dad to see it, and because he watches YouTube, and he went to look me up, and yeah, he told me I needed to change my name on here because he found a couple, because my name used to be just Yvonne Grubb, and he found a couple of Yvonne Grubbs that he knew were not me because one of them was a dancer, and we'll just leave it at that. And so it took me 3 months, but I finally figured out how to get my name changed. Because I'm not computer smart. So now my dad can find me without finding the dancer. I thought that one did not mold right. That's the last Tim hole key for this batch. This one came out okay. I'm gonna have to do a remold of it because, as you can see, it's not completely round. And then there's this chain. Oops, camera view. This chain actually was part of this because this was a belt that I had got at a garage sale that I took apart. Yeah, we have molded everything. Everything came out so pretty, except for the mask. The mask didn't work. But never fear. I'm trying to shove the clay in under. See if that works. Yeah, I just didn't shove it under there. Yay. Okay, now it's molded better. It's all round again. So I can use this for something else. Ooh, let's squish it. Yeah, I had to double check some of the ones that I was subscribed to. Because if someone subscribes to me, I'll be the first one to go, oh, look, that was so sweet of them. I have to go sub them back. That was just my mindset. Yeah, I subbed this one gentleman, and I unsubbed him not too long ago because I just realized I don't mind what anybody's personal habits are. I don't. I smoke cigarettes, so I don't condone anybody for their habits. I just don't do it online. I did not realize that his channel was all about marijuana. Yuppers. They grow it, they sell it for they've got the license. I don't remember where they're at, but they sell it and stuff. And I was like, you know, I didn't feel right being subscribed to him, because that's not what my channel is about. My channel is about art and, I don't know, goofy stuff, but I didn't want that on there. So I'm sorry, but I unsubbed you, dude. My partying days ended 20 some odd years ago. I'm trying to mold that other hand. I'm not sure if this hand is going to be as good as the other one. Nope. No. So I'm going to have to do a different mold for that hand. I don't know. I might be able to salvage it. I wonder why the other... Oh, yeah, I support anybody who needs it for medical use, most definitely. But this wasn't a medical use channel. Hi, sad girl, how are you? This was more of, so this brand is better than this brand. I'm sorry, I did have to watch a couple of them because I was just in awe. I think so. I think that's where they were from, was Colorado. And it was entertaining, but it's not what my channel is about, so I didn't want people getting the wrong. I am sub to. I do like that kind of stuff, so. But I think most of the people I'm sub to, I think, are just crafting or have to do with cooking or something like that. You know, I have no idea what this is. Oh, it's a pokey thing. I've never opened my clay tools, so. Bye, Miss Mimi. What's that in? Okay, for you all who just joined me, I have been playing with my molds. I made all these molds, and I casted all of them in clay. It's the first time I've made this many clay molds. Yep, yep. Hi, Miss Hegwitch. Oh, I always get that messed up. I saw somebody else say they had to go. Okay, bye, Vanessa. Yeah, I have got a lot. This isn't even all of them. All these I made yesterday, and they cured overnight. And all these, let's see, I'll lay them all out here for you. These are all the molds that I made yesterday. These and these. These right here were all made out of the corn flour. Nikki, right. I'll have to write that down because I'll forget. I think I've got her channel too. All these are made out of cornstarch silicone, and baby oil. Just these weird colored ones. All of them worked, but this one and one of the arms. This one I think I'm going to have to do with paper. All these were made with just silicone and Dawn dishwashing liquid. I like them a lot better. As you see, they bend better and you can get the stuff out. This was the first hand. My lighting stinks. I'm sorry. That's the first hand I did, and it came out really well. The second hand mold, not as good. I'll have to do a little bit of work on it. This was the face mold. The detail is good, but I think when I squished her, I made her little face fat because that's what she's supposed to look like. So she's just my fat girl. I like her. I haven't baked anything yet. I still have to bake it all. And then these are, I was impressed at the detail the chains got. Oh, good. I'm glad it's fine on y'all's end, because it looks darker. Horrible here. Yeah, I'm not too upset with her being squashed. And then I had my husband for Christmas bought me the Tim Holt key stickers. So I molded all them suckers. That's right. I sure did. I'll show you what I've got curing over here. Oh, right. This is the doll squishy face mold. There she is. I forgot that one. I set it over there to get it out of the way because it was so big. This was my very first 2-part mold I ever made. So, and I made that yesterday. I've got all these curing. Oops. Oh, I hope it's not too late. Not be too late. Okay. These are the last 3 and 4 of my Tim Holtz keys. These are gear buttons. You get a pack of 15 of them at Walmart for, I'm thinking $2.99. I know it's not more than that. Maybe a little less. This one is my, I'll show you. I had to fix it. The tube fell to the bottom of it yesterday, so it was too thin. So when I made these, I just put more silicone over the bottom so it would sure it up. So all this has to cure. The one I had to fix was this. It's a CO2 cartridge. Yeah, you're a Smurf. It's just a CO2 cartridge. And I was going to wait to unmold all these today and then do my video. But where is it? You can't see it in that one. Okay. They were starting to tarnish. And I didn't want everything, even some of the Tim Holtz keys. I don't know if you can see that or not. Some of my Tim Holtz keys were starting to tarnish. This one actually, I can't tell if the camera is picking it up. but the leaf, it's turning green. It won't hurt the molds, but it was like a foam starting to film or starting to blah, 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 pull up around the stuff. And I hadn't heard anybody else say anything about them doing that on their videos. So I was like, maybe I need to go ahead and unmold them. They were secure enough to unmold within like 2 hours, I guess. These completely cure in 2 hours. And you can start using these right away. I just waited. Just because. These you can use in 2 hours, but they recommend that you wait a full 24 before you use them. So. I really want this one to work. I may roll out more clay and try to do this one more time. This one has special meaning to me. And I really, really want this one to work. So maybe if I trim the sides. Oh, and it just cuts like butter, as you see me doing. I'm thinking if maybe I don't have it as thick on the sides, that maybe, just maybe, I might be able to get it out better. A little thin there. Let me move these to the side. I keep moving my clay on myself. Okay. You guys will bear with me. I'm going to try to whirl out some more clay. I want to try to get this mold to work with clay. I've almost used that entire block. That was the best $1 I've ever spent. I will be trying to do, I think I said in my video yesterday that I probably would not be making any more of the cornstarch molds. Actually, I think I may try to make another set. Oh, well, that broke. That's okay. That's okay. Well, I can fix it because it's still wet. To use, I think. Wow, this batch is going to be a pain in the tush. And you can, once you bake these, you can use just about anything on them. Sharpies, markers, your acrylic paints, your cheap paints, your watercolor paints. You can decoupage on them. Hi, Sonia. How are you? I'll be wrapping this up soon. Miss Emily's going to be on. Okay, this time I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it this way. Make sure I get it in the nose. Around the eyes. Yeah, just a little bit. I'm trying to do this mold different than I did the first time around, hoping it works. I'm going to have a lot of baking to do. I may, since I've made so many, do them all in my oven. This one, out of all of them, I want to work the most. Okay. I think I'm going to wind up having to do this mold and the pure silicone. Or I don't know. I don't. Okay, I'm not going to get mad. This is me not getting mad. Shoot. Bugger. It's just not giving. See, when I go to, because it's stupid. Because I used the cornstarch, there's not enough play in the thing to pop it out. And so it's just ripping to pieces. It makes me so flipping mad. clay under my nails. Okay, let me put this up. On a bag of clay. Yeah, all of them turned out really good, except for, like I said, this one. I cannot get this one to work with clay. That's kind of this one and this mold were the two I was worried about the most. I made a squishy face girl. That's fine. I'm okay with that. But this one I really want to try to mold. And I don't like being defeated. So, give me just a second. I'm going to go grab some water. No. Okay, no, I'm going to try to do the tissue and the water thing. I guess I should have made that, clearer, huh? I normally don't use toilet paper. I normally use napkins, but I didn't want to take time to go get my napkins. So all you do is you rip this stuff up. I know a lot of you watch Miss Emily. I don't know if I'll be done before she comes on, because I'm not going to be happy till I get this molded. Hello, Lenny. How are you? Yeah, she went to get her kids. I will be doing awesome if I can get this mold to work. It doesn't like clay, so I'm going to try this paper method. Okay. What you do is you slather water all in this. And then you just start putting your toilet paper in. And where your nose and your mouth is, you want to make sure that it's really covered. And you don't have to use glue with the toilet paper. You don't have to use glue with the napkins. The only thing I found you have to use glue with is the tissue paper, because that was an epic fail. I tried it with tissue paper, and it would not stay together. Miss Emily did warn me, but I wanted to be stubborn, and I didn't listen. Nice thing about this, doing it this way, is if you're using your napkins, you can use, dare I say, hot glue with this. Oy vey. Sometimes I just don't think until after. But that's alright. I like the paper method. Because I do know you can use hot glue in these, so. Could I have gotten any smaller of a paintbrush? I think I could have. You're fine. You are so fine. Don't worry about it. Yeah. We all like good gravy, not bad gravy. Especially as Southern girls. Speaking of gravy, I'll never forget the first time I made my husband gravy. Can we say wallpaper paste? I cried. He laughed. And it really doesn't take a whole lot of water, as you see. I'm just dipping the brush in and whooshing. Huh. Kind of reminds me of like when we were in school, we'd make paper wad balls. I mean, no, I never did that. I never did that. Nope, not me. No, I was the good girl in school. Spitballs. Now I love doing paper mache. That's a lot of fun. I do a lot of that. That's kind of why I wanted to get this mold, because I'd like to be able to make some paper mache masks. Which now you've got me thinking. Do the glue and tissue paper. Yeah, use bleach. Or tell your kids to move out because they didn't do the dishes. Then they won't get moldy. My son comes out of his bedroom the other day, and he's got a milk crate full of dirty dishes. And I'm looking at this crate, and I'm going through the dishes, and I'm like, this is going in the trash, this is going in the trash, this is going in the trash. Yeah. I basically just throw them all away. Okay. I think okay. Let me grab this towel. Trying to squeeze out as much of the water as I just put in there. Okay. Let's see if it works. Cross your fingers. Well, apparently I didn't have enough paper on that side. But that's okay. I ain't hating. Not hating. If I had put more paper over there, it would have been perfecto. Looky there. I have me a paper mold one, so yay! Yes, I found E.T. E.T. has been found. Assuming I might be able to put it back in there, can't I? I don't see why not. Oh, looky, I can put it back in there. Okay, groovy. Groovy. I'll just add more paper on that side. What side was it? That side. See, that's another cool thing. Is with it being a paper. I mean, you can do the same thing with a clay mold. It's just a lot harder. I mean, clay. It's just a lot harder to get it back in there. You'd have to like reshape it and everything. But with the paper, nope, nope, nope. Yeah, I'm cheating. I'm using my finger because that's how I roll. And I think I did the wrong side. Maybe? No, I did the right side. Okay. Alrighty. Much better. Okay. There we go. The little nose, got the lips. I am very, very pleased with that now. Okay, so this may just be for paper, but you know what? I'm cool with that. I am so cool with that. Oops. So that one, this one will be dry in like 10 to 15 minutes. Thank you. So I'm happy with that. I will, when I get more silicone, get more silicone, I will make one of these kind of molds because these are more flexible. Where this one, it's ripping. But I can use this for my paper clay. It'll be fine until it just totally rips. So, yeah. Awesome. I'm so happy. If I don't sit in the wet silicone over there, I'd be even happier. So, yeah. This is all the lusciousness I got today. That I did. I still have to trim my keys. That's a leaf. That's a leaf. That's a key. That's a key. Oh, and look, my bottle cap. Oh, are you going to focus? You're not going to focus, are you? You're going to be boring. My bottle cap. And I made sure it was hollow on the inside. These, they say, take at least 24 hours. Mine are completely pure. This one is just with Dawn dish soap and the silicone. People say that they smell up to 3 days, like vinegar. Okay, this one still smells like vinegar, but a couple of mine don't. So I don't know why some smell like vinegar and some doesn't. Yeah, it sucks. But they say that they will smell. Well, yeah, I didn't think about molding it on a regular bottle cap. What I did is, but you're right. All you have to do is put the clay over a bottle cap. I just took a bottle cap and I shoved it in my silicone. But yeah, I didn't even think about just taking the clay and rolling it out and then putting it over the just straight over the bottle cap. And of course, you know, I can't find the bottle cap I used because I know it wasn't that one. Oh yeah, there it is. It was my husband's. I don't know. It's instead of popping it, he was able to twist it off. So since it wasn't, you know, an opener used on it, it was completely round. Oh, thank you. So I just popped him into the silicone. And then when I was trying to make the mold, I thought, well, what if I do it real thin to get it out? And that's what it looks like. I have to trim, you know, the excess off. But yeah, come to think of it, I don't know why I didn't think about, oh, I could just mash the clay around there. Dur, 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 dur. So this is all the stuff I molded. I've got a ton more molds over there that are curing. But I'm out of silicone. So this and this autofocus is off of a belt. There we go. That I took apart, and that's part of the chain. And then that was the little doodad that was on it. It was a metal one. And then that's a lock. And that, no wait. And this key goes to that lock. Camera hates me. And I have to do some fussy cutting, but I don't care. I don't care. Or if I bake it, then all I have to do is go through and break it. But if I cut it off now, then I can reuse the clay later. And I can paint all this and make it pretty. And so we know what one of the gears is going to look like. It's going to look like that. It's got the wedges on the side. And then I broke this chain a few minutes ago trying to move it. That was part of a chain necklace, which I was surprised I got so much detail out of that one. And all the Tim Holtz everything. I have to get a pan. I have to go upstairs. I'm actually quite pleased with how they turned out. They turned out a lot better. Aw, thank you. This one, I may try to make another mold of her as well when I get more silicone and do it in the regular silicone. Maybe then she won't be a fat face. But I don't mind the fat face. I just don't like that it took so much clay. So I may try doing this one. Oh, I am. I'm going to definitely dry her and paint her up. I just don't like I said, I just don't like how it takes so much clay. But I'm wondering if maybe I can do her with the paper. I don't see why not, huh? Trying to smooth out the edges so it doesn't look so wonky donkey. I see her neck didn't form. It's okay. See the squishy thing. Ah! Okay, stop touching it. I'm just trying to. I'm afraid there's air in her. I'll bake her off and I'll see what happens. Couldn't be too bad, huh? But yeah, I'll bake these all off. Oh, the other one that didn't turn out too well was the other hand mold. But you know what? Let's just squish that bad boy. Which hand is it? Because I know this one turned out good. Okay, so that's the good mold. This one. try to take some of the clay off this key. I'm wondering if I didn't. Come on. Okay. Moment of truth. Let's see. Come on. My other hand mold, it popped out like butter. Come on. This one is going to give me a fit. No, don't. Come on. Okay. Well, that was better than the last time. Come on, camera. Come on, you stupid camera. See if we can do it that way. Focus. Focus. You can see her little thumb, and you can see some, well, you can see some of the finger detail. It looks better. And then all I have to do is round the edges a little. And yeah. Actually, I think. Oops. I smushed it to her finger. Oh no, that's not her finger. I don't know. Oh crap, my camera icon's gone. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can find it. Doo-doo. Oh, there it is. Okay, you go away. You come here. Webcam. Options. Oh, God help. I don't see anything that says right sound, bright light, follow my face. Let's see. Oh, did I leave? Okay. Am I still here? Okay. I know last time I went to fool with my stupid camera, it took me off. Yeah, I don't have autofocus on this webcam. I'm going to have to read up on it, I guess. All it says I can do is zoom in and out. There's no autofocus. And the good thing about doing these arms in clay is I can separate the fingers if I want to. What the crap? Why did my... Hello? Okay, maybe I shouldn't have put it follow my face. I don't know what's going on. Well, now you've got auto... now you... I'm sorry, I can't stop laughing. Well, now I've got autofocus so you can see these things better. Nope, it's going away. Okay. Hold on. Let me not do that. Let me fix it. Do not do that. Yeah, I definitely have to zoom. Exposure, grain, brightness, continent, color, balance. What's mirrored? If I do mirror, does that mean what you all will see will... Never mind. I don't even care. Okay. 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 Well, it's on NTSC 60. Okay, we won't mess with that one. So your camera won't flicker off. Okay, so it's on. So we won't touch that. We're not going to do follow the face again because that was bad. That made everybody need that an anti-nausea medicine. Yeah, the only other thing I see is exposure, grain, brightness, contrast, color, intensity, and white. And then it says image, orientation, normal, or mirrored, and it's on normal. Then I can zoom out or zoom in. Okay, just smile and hope for the best. Okay, go over there. You go over there. Hello again. Okay, so we know never, ever, ever put it on follow the face. Even though that was really, really funny. Oops, I broke my key. Hi, Jennifer. How are you? At least you weren't here to see the camera zooming in and out on itself. It's a webcam. It's a Log iTech. It's LOGITECH. And I think everybody said that those are the suckiest ones to get. But when it was taking too long for my cell phone to upload my videos, so that's why my husband blessed me with the webcam. And I got the cheap one. It was just $24.99, something like that. I didn't get the high fancy one. Oh, it had a model number at one time. Mine is an HD webcam C270. I didn't get a notification Rhonda was on. Jiminy Crickets. It seems like here lately she and I are on at the same time. I mean, not Rhonda, Renda. I like watching Renda. Let's see. I don't know what. I'm getting so mad. I'm not getting half of my notice. Now it's saying she's live. Now I'm getting a notification, and I'm sure it's where she's posting the video. That's what it did to me yesterday. I was waiting for Ray and Emily to come back on for Divine Craft Divas, and they had been on for quite a while before I ever got a notification. Of course, I thought it was funny too yesterday when I was doing my live stream. I got a notification for my own video, and I had already been on for like 12 minutes, I think it was. Almost 12 minutes. When I got a notification for my own live. It's like, really? Really, people? But I hear everybody's having those issues right now. Brenda's World. She does live streams mostly. She doesn't do videos. She does them of her work. Of her doggy. She's getting ready to get married. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I know it has to be one that she's just now uploading. But instead of me getting, but my notification said she's now live. But I'm sure it's like you said, it's the one. Yay, an hour late. Good. I wish I had small circle cutters because I don't want to try to go inside the keys with the knife. Yeah, just a little bit. I saw that this morning. I'm like, wow, more power to you. Because right after I watched her video, my happy little Fanny went to the store to get me a pack of cigarettes. Because I had been out since yesterday. And it's not pretty when I don't have them. I've quit before. But when your spouse or your significant other smokes, it's a lot harder to quit. And my husband has no intentions on quitting. But I will say that I went from 2.5 packs a day to 3 or 4 cigarettes a day, if that. When I'm crafting, I don't smoke as much. So that's why I try to do stuff that keeps my hands busy. I smoke more when my husband is at home. And that's only because he's smoking. I think I cut this key just a little too close. It's okay. Let's see. Put you back. Did they have a health scare? Is that why she's wanting to quit all of a sudden? I cut that key too close, but I'm not worried about it. It's all good. That's all good. Yeah, I was gonna try to quit, but no, it's just, yeah. My husband tried to get me to quit. Oh. Sorry. Hubby checking on me. um, yeah, I lost my train of thought. Yeah, I saw that and I'm like, really? Some of these I think I made a little too thin, but you know, live and learn. Well, if she really, really wants to quit smoking, she will do it. I believe that she can do it. She is a strong and determined woman. I didn't hear about that. That's just chocolate abuse right there. I think I made a couple of the keys too thin, so when I'm going around them, they tore. Okay. I'm not proud of it. I started smoking when I was 9 or 10. We used to steal them from our parents and our aunt and our uncles because we thought it was so cool because back then in the 70s, you know, there wasn't all this big hoopla about how bad smoking was for you. And the commercials were all over TV and we saw our parents doing it. So, you know, you were cool if you smoked. And I did it off on for years. I didn't really with my son's first, my oldest son's father is when I started smoking really heavy. And yeah, it just, but when I was pregnant, I never smoked. That's one thing. I drew the line at smoking while pregnant. And we never smoked in the house until the kids were of age. And then we only smoked where they weren't. We never smoked in front of them or anything. My mom stopped smoking. God, I don't know. She hadn't smoked. Shoot, I'm trying to think of how old I was when she quit smoking. I know my dad was 13 when he quit smoking because he wound up in the hospital with blood clots. And they basically told him if he didn't stop smoking, he'd die. So he never picked up another cigarette again. I used to be a severe alcoholic. When I was married the first time, it was easier to stay drunk than it was to be sober. He was a very abusive gentleman, and that's being nice. But beer was not, beer was my choice of weapon. But I kicked the habit of beer. That was so easy. I mean, I was so bad. I was such a bad alcoholic that I went to bed with it. And first thing in the morning, I would grab my cigarettes and grab me a beer. And I would drink all day. Yeah, over here we call them butts. But doggins, that sounds really cool. That's been, I'll say, he quit before I was 13. Because I turned 13 up here. So he quit when I was 12. I'm 45. Yeah, I'm 45. So he's been smoke free for however long that is. I don't do math, people. Not good. Oh, sorry. My eyes are watering. My husband's doing. Yeah, I'm still a baby. Well, I was born in 72. And I mean, I can remember when Elvis Presley died. I can remember when the Beatles got everybody all pissy wissy because of their thing they said. I don't know. My mom and dad, well, my dad especially, says that I have an old soul. and then I remember things that I shouldn't remember, and I'm like, okay, that's cool. So I didn't realize who he was, but I know where I was when they announced he had died. Um, my mom and dad were in our family room, and I remember my mom on the couch and them announcing it, and my mom just bursting into tears. And I'm like, okay, that's really weird. And my dad was not an Elvis Presley fan. And the only reason why he wasn't was because my mom was just in love with Elvis. I can't tell you how many beers I drank a day. I just remember I would go uh, and buy them. But I won't touch a beer now. I can't stand I can't stand the smell of it. I can't stand the taste of it. I will not tell you guys how I kicked the habit because it's very sick. But I did a visual and I just thought of the sickest thing that I could, and trust me, it worked. I cannot stand the smell. I don't care what kind of beer it is. You put it in front of me, and it just, I'm sick. Now you put some vodka in front of me, that's a whole nother story. I like my vodka. I know. I was one of those, if I ran out and I didn't have more beer, I always had some kind of liquor on hand. I had to stay I had to stay drunk to, like I said, to be with my first husband. He was not a nice man. Just he was scum. But once I sobered up and got some cojones, I didn't have to be drunk anymore. You know, that's one thing I have never tried is a margarita. I really want to try a margarita. I had my first Long Island iced tea, and oh my God, I'm like, yes, more please. The only thing I don't think I'd like about the margarita is the salt. If I can get it without the salt, that would be fine because I don't do salt on anything. I mean, I don't cook with salt. I don't eat. Well, okay, I eat potato chips, so it's on those. But other than that, I don't like salt. in a couple of years ago, my friend took me out, and I had my first, is it sangria? I think it was a sangria. It was some kind of fruity drink, and that was pretty good. Oh, I don't take salt with my tequila. My tequila goes in a shot glass and straight in the mouth. But yes, a lot of people do tequila with salt. But I thought margaritas were the one where they rimmed the glasses in salt. A lot of people, I don't know why you're going to waste that lemon and lime like that. Just eat the lemon, eat the lime, throw the salt away, and drink your tequila. Okay, sometimes they're okay. Oh my lord, dry haze for that. I'd shoot myself. No. Dry haze for that long? No. Okay, I've got a silly question. Does anybody know anything about poison ivy? Um, the reason why I'm asking is the window where my husband put the fan. I know it's a poison ivy vine growing up the window. Could could the fan being in the window pull the poison ivy, I don't know, whatever, in through the window and make my eyes the way they are? I'll pull the thing up here in just a second. My eyelids are so raw. Let's see. I'm going to look horrible, so you can't tell on camera. My eyelids right here are so raw. You see on my face where I've been rubbing my eyes, it's completely raw. See, that's what I was wondering, if because the fan is right there at, yeah, we're going to have to change that. Because that's honestly what I think. I think I've got poison ivy in my eyes. I've had it before, and this is honestly what it feels like, because I've got poison ivy in my eyes again. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to do that. Uh, See, my husband is highly allergic to poison ivy and poison sumac and all that. The last time if it would have been my first husband, it would have been a blessing. Oh, sorry, Lord, that was so rude. That was mean. Yes, they are constantly itching and they're constantly burning. But it just, they had cleared up after all the stupid little daffodils had went away. Well, I need to get my son out there. My youngest son, I think he can take it down for me. So I'll have him do that when he gets home from school tonight. Because my eyes had just cleared up from, like I said, I didn't mean daffodils. There's some kind of Easter bush that blooms. It's yellow, and I'm highly allergic to it. And after it stopped blooming, I was fine. Ugh. Yeah, that's normally what I do. See, my middle son normally does it for me, but I'm having to look around to make sure he doesn't sneak up on me. But to ask my middle son to do anything right now is like trying to pull eye teeth. So I'll have better luck asking my younger one. And my younger one, he's so funny. He'll just get right out there and he'll go, "This? Yeah, rip all that up." Okay. My middle son, he would put trash bags over his arms. He'd have, and then put, he'd have gloves on, but then he'd put trash bags on so that his arms were covered and stuff. I asked my husband if they were using any kind of new chemicals at work because I thought maybe it was something from his job. And he said no, they weren't using anything new. My youngest is 17. He'll be 18 in September. Oh, God. Yeah, no. It wasn't that he was lazy. It's, I was to get a job at one time. And so he was not adjusting well to the fact that I had to get a job. And he was causing trouble for me with the school. That was probably way too much clay to take off that arm. Oopsie. It's not that my middle son is lazy. He does work, and he's taken on the responsibility of helping his father pay the bills. But when it comes to doing anything around the house, no, he won't. Yeah, he just won't help. And that makes me mad. Oh, thank you. Because, I used to work 40 some odd hours, and then I'd have to come home and do for everybody. So he's not working that many hours, but still. One, two, three, four, five. Okay. If one of my kids told me that I was supposed to be in the kitchen, they would still be picking their teeth up. That's what I'm talking about. It's like they can go everywhere else. They can help everybody else out. As soon as they come home and you ask them to do something, it's all over but the shouting. It's like they got 900 reasons why they can't do it. I got so mad at them, at both of the boys actually, that I went to the store and I told my husband, I said, "You're buying clothes baskets." And he goes, "Okay." And he bought 4 clothes baskets. I went home. I had spent 5 days doing laundry. I got it up, separated it into everybody's baskets, and I called them downstairs and I told them, I said, "Here's your basket of clothes. Come out here to the washing machine." And I gave them instructions on how to put their clothes in the washer, how to start it. And I told them, if you want clean clothes, you're going to start doing your own laundry. I'm not doing it anymore. So I only have to do mine and my husband's now. Okay, the only thing left to do is to bake because I don't know how to cut circles. I don't have a circle cutter. Oh, wait. Surely, I'm crafty. I should have something that's a circle, shouldn't I? let's see. I haven't used that yet. Oh, what was I going to cursor? Oh, this. It's not quite big enough. Haha. Oh, now how do I get the clay out? It's like, how do I get the clay out? Duh. Then I can use my round tool to get that out. This won't fit in everything, but it'll fit in some of this stuff. Oh, that's another way we got the kids to help do laundry. When I was working there for a while, I was working hours that I did not have time at all to do anybody's laundry, mine or theirs. And we told them that if they did the laundry, if they found any money in the pockets, that they got to keep it. And so my middle son, he still didn't want to do it. But my youngest, if he thought he was going to get money or was going to be able to find money, he would do the laundry. So we would purposely leave $2, $3 in there, what have you. I'm trying to find some lids that I can use to get this stuff out with. Because I want this chain to actually look like a chain. Yeah, $20 is like finding gold. I don't have to worry about it now. I don't work anymore. Kind of ironic. Later, since I've been fired, I got fired. That's all right. It's all good. They're lost. They're retards. Okay, other than me breaking this in a couple of spots, shoot. There's the chain with the holes in it now. Okay, what else? I really don't. Oh, wait. Is that one round holes? Oh, I think it is. Nope, too big. That may be too big, but I'm going to try it anyway. I almost put it in my lid thing. I'll have to remember this trick. Okay. I don't think there's anything else to trim up. I'm not going to trim that piece. I'm just going to put that back in there. Because I don't have anything small enough to go in these. Or that. Wait a minute. Is that small enough? Nope. Oh, maybe. Maybe. Nope, that's too big. Oh, hey. Oh, no, that's kind of cool. My cat just fell out of the window. Good Lord. Is that not cool? Oh. Oops. I got the holes in it. My cat is not. What did it look like? My cat? That's alright. I'm surprised she's not like meowing her head off, because every time I do a video, that's what she seems to do. Is she'll start meowing because she thinks she has to be on the video too. Oops. That didn't work. Epic fail. No, you gotta go back on there. You have to go back on there. Because I said so. So that may have been a little bit too thick for that one. Okay, so the way we fix that is we're going to just cut that completely off. Ta-da! And I'll look at that key later and I'll go, where did I get that key from? Sassy, she has a gimp paw. And some of the stuff she does just amazes me. I get tickled at her. Especially, I know it sounds mean, but I don't mean it mean. When she falls off the TV. Now, when I say she falls off the TV, I don't mean she hits the floor. Hold on, I'll show you guys. If it'll do it. Okay. Nope, a little bit higher. Okay, this is my TV. Right there. Okay. Alright. I've got my PlayStation, I've got a clock radio, and I've got my Wii up there. She will lay on that shelf. You see the curtains coming down? She'll lay on the shelf, and then she'll fall under the shelf to the back of the TV. Or she'll sleep on top of the PlayStation, and then she'll fall to the back of the TV. The TV's pushed up against the wall, so she can't get hurt. But we extended the window ledge because she kept falling out of the window. As she got tangled in the cords one day, we'll bring it back down. She got tangled up in the cords, and if I hadn't have been down here, I believe she would have died, because her one paw is bent like this. I can't see, but it's like bent like this. And yeah, that was a scary moment for me. I made my husband go to Lowe's and we got another board and put it in the window. And she's been doing good. She hasn't fallen out of the window. Well, that helps for those little bitty ones. So I can get the little ones out. I just don't know how to cut the others out. I think I'm not going to really worry about the other parts. But that turns it into a charm. These I don't think I'm going to worry cutting out either. I just have to get this clay out of here. But now I am curious. I'm like Alice in Wonderland. I'm curious about something. Okay, where did I sit it? I thought I left it out. Nope, I put it back. I want to see if we roll this out. I don't know exactly how thin I should roll it. Roll it out. And then see now. Oops. I do know that you can wrap your clay around metal objects and then bake it. I've never done it. But yeah, I've never done it. Because I didn't see if you bake it, the clay doesn't shrink. So how would you get the clay off of it? So I don't know if they do that as like a covering to whatever metal. Oh no, isn't that just flippin' cute? See, that's a lot bigger than that one. Now see, I would use this as a pie pan in my dollhouse. Which I'll probably bake that off and use it as a pie pan in my dollhouse. I was trying to... Hey, Sonia! I was trying to get a bottle cap impression. But on the outside, but I did it backwards. See, there's no flex. See, there's no give. So if you bake this in there, how does it come out? Shoot. Oh yeah, I'll just stick with my mold because I can't do it that way. Even though that does make a cute pie pan, I am keeping that. That'll look good with like a cherry pie put in it. I'm going to try my press if I've got enough clay. I don't know how I'll get this out of this either. But they use it for fondant, so it has to come out. Right. That's how it comes out. Oh, how stinking cool. Okay, Nikki, you have a good day. Well, that one didn't work as well. Oh, wait, yeah, it did. I didn't get down in there to get the... Oh, yeah, it did. But not all of them. All of them at one side. I don't know if I have enough clay to do that one. Shoot. Oops. Nope. I just need a little bit more. Don't want to have to make any more. Like I said, this is a fondant stamper. But if it can be used for fondant, hey, it can be used for clay. And look at that. I didn't get a good impression on it because my arms are getting sore. It's about time for me to call it quits. I gotta get all this stuff baked up anyway. And then we'll come back tomorrow and we'll see how it baked up. Let me get some lotion, not lotion, hand sanitizer here. Get this clay off of me. Well, this has been a lot of fun. It really has. Yeah, she should be going on live. That's why I wanted to close this up. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, crap. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. We did 32 molds today. Ugh. Castings and molds. That's awesome. I'm really happy with how everything turned out. And that's counting the paper mask. So yeah, I'm going to get these all fired up. And I'll come back tomorrow and show you guys what they look like. Yeah, I know. This one is probably going to take the longest to cure or bake. So this one I'll have to watch really closely. But these other ones, probably about 30 minutes or so. But yeah. Thank you guys for tuning in. And I will see you guys hopefully tomorrow. And we will start painting on these little boogers. So, my eyes aren't watering as bad, so I don't mind turning this up. You want a wrench? Well, hold on. I'll make you a wrench. I don't care. I don't have that many. Now say something. There you go. I don't mind because I don't have that many wrenches, so you're very welcome. Yeah, I'll get these fired up and baked off, whatever, and I will come back tomorrow and we will see how they turn out. Yeah. Okay, Jennifer, you should have one now too. I know not all my moderators come in at the same time, so. Oh, awesome. You're going to get to go live. That's right. I forgot about that. I'm almost positive I am subbed to you. Let me double. Guess what? I can't check on here. I'll have to double check. I'm almost positive I'm subbed to you, though. I've got so many. I try to hit everybody once or twice a day. But okay, so that is going to be it for today. Like I said, I'll get these cooked off and we'll come back tomorrow and play with them again. Paint them. I'll tell you how they turned out and all that. So, all right. I will see you guys tomorrow. So, bye from Tennessee.